Sobriety Essays number 52, Online Meetings. A friend asked me, why not write about online recovery? I put my mouth into action prior to putting my mind into gear. My first statement was online recovery should never be a replacement for face-to-face meetings. Now, my friend, being tolerant and patient with me, stated, why not look at online recovery as just another tool, not a replacement? Now that got my attention. A tool. What a wonderful tool. So I will share some of my feelings, experiences, and I'm sorry if on occasion my opinion creeps into this writing. My name is Chuck and I'm an active member of AA. I've been sober by the grace of God for a little over 20 years. My best guess is that I first came into online 12-step recovery room about 8 years ago. My sponsor had told me about online meetings, how the meetings are formatted, how to raise one's hand with an exclamation mark. So I ventured in. First of all, I went through what I call the addictive stage. I started to go into these recovery rooms for the fun, the chit-chat, and the actual meeting. I began to spend a lot of time in these rooms. One day I was accused by my wife that I was ignoring some of my responsibility. I got the message and I started to limit my time to an occasional meeting and times when it did not interfere with my duties as a husband. Let me state that at no time did I reduce the number of face-to-face AA meetings that I normally attended. This was just an additional tool that added some enjoyment to my recovery. I made some friends in these rooms, and I have met 5 of those people personally. I live in Southern California, retired, and RV about 3 months out of the year. I got to meetings in Bishop, California with Native Gator. It's a subname for a guy by the name of Nate. Since I traveled to this small town on the edge of the Sierras 2 or 3 times a year, I got to several meetings with him. Nate had to pay for some of the wreckage of his past by doing 90 days in the local lockup. He would tell me how grateful he was for all the letters he got from people in these rooms. Nate died not too long ago, and he died sober. He loved this recovery program, and I do miss him. Now, over time, I began to notice a few things about these rooms, some good and not so good. First, I found that some people had serious medical conditions and were dependent upon these rooms. This was a great assistance to their recovery and to their well-being. It was their way of being in touch with the outside world. I met people that lived great distances from the nearest meeting. This was part of their recovery, and they even got sponsors from people they met online. Most of the recovery rooms I visit were designed to cover most 12-step programs, and I learned a lot because I had to limit my knowledge to my own addiction, alcohol. So I learned and I listened. The people that designed the meetings and the web pages put in a tremendous amount of labor and hours to keep these rooms up and running and enforce a limited number of rules to keep the room clean and fun. To them, I am grateful. Now, some of the downsides were that they came to view the rooms as my recovery room, not everybody's recovery room. I had the same experience years ago when I helped start a new meeting of AA. I began to view the room as my AA room instead of a room belonging to Alcoholics Anonymous. I learned. These creators of these rooms put in so many hours that in some cases it became detrimental to the health and cut into the time they should be spending with their family. But I watched as they became participants and let go of the control side. It was fun watching them grow up. Online recovery rooms suffer sometimes from people practicing personalities, not principles. Now when you are talking face to face with someone, you can see their body language and you can hear the tone of their voice when they are speaking. And talking by typing is a bit more difficult. I have made every effort to keep my conversations light and humorous. Now, if someone is trying to BS me on their recovery and makes the mistake of asking for my opinion, I will pull their covers in a heartbeat. If they get a resentment, that's their problem. I am in this program to help save lives. I am not asked. Generally, I will listen and watch. I have a strong belief that I cannot help someone who does not want help. I will share a couple of humorous stories and then shut up. First, I have my name on a web page for Sobriety Day. It has been there for many years. So each year on my AA birthday, I get birthday wishes from all over the world. I mean, all over. I will always take time to write a short note of thanks. On my 15th birthday, my 15th AA birthday, I write a small note of thanks to some lady in Bronx, New York. I get a reply back, "Who the hell are you and how did you get my email address?" I explained to her that she sent me happy birthday wishes and I was just thanking her. We became friends and write each other frequently. 4 years later, my wife and I got the opportunity to visit New York. A couple of hours after we checked into the hotel, Debbie from the Bronx picked us up and took us to her home group. What a joy. I was visiting Naples, Florida about 3 years ago and staying with friends. I love to go to meetings wherever I travel. So I called central office, got the location of a meeting, and borrowed my friend's car. It was dark out, yet I was able to follow the instructions and I found the church, and guess what? No meeting. There were actually supposed to be 2 meetings of AA in that church that night. So I went back to my friends and I called the central office again. "Oh," they said, "that's a seasonal meeting." My thoughts were, what the hell is a seasonal meeting? They explained to me that in the winter months, the snowbirds have a meeting that runs from the end of October through April of the following year. Seasonal meetings, what a concept. So I got online to where there were many of my friends were, and I had an online meeting for 3 nights in a row. Now I come to these rooms and I feel comfortable. I feel safe. I feel part of. I feel as if I had come home. Powerful feelings. Yes, I do enjoy this tool that I use in my sobriety. It is part of my program. Yes, I still go to 2 and sometimes more face-to-face meetings during the week. Yet I view these rooms as being of great service. It is a tool, not a replacement. If Steve Maxey Blue in one of these meetings, that's my handle. I wrote this essay when I was about 20 years sober. A lot of time has passed since then. I have recently passed 39 years of sobriety, so 19 years of technology has improved these meetings. There's a site now called Zoom where you have face-to-face meetings online where they are reading the 12 steps, 12 traditions, chapter 5, all the things. But you can see the people that you're talking to, and you can have conversations before and after the meeting. So that is still a lot of fun. Still go to my face-to-face meetings.